Hey, good morning, my friends. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. Hey, I got you covered into the weekend. I think it could be a kind of a surprise if you're looking at the average forecast right now, because I think we're going to be a little snowier than what you might expect Sunday into Monday. So, um, we'll cover that here shortly. And yes, thank you to all veterans today, and thanks for keeping our country safe. Hey, good morning, Mark Ambrosi and Sue Gerard. Good morning, Norton Shores and Rick Yonker and Lucy Cool. Good morning to you. All right, here we go. This is the MLive Morning Weather Update brought to you by Consumers Energy. So, quite a cold front off to the west with quite an area of rain. You can see it's solid and it's going to sweep across the state. This morning in the southwestern part of lower Michigan, and then by mid to late afternoon in the eastern part. So let's get to the model that I like in this situation and time it out for you as to when you'll get the showers. This is the kind of setting where you can have a thunder shower too. So I wouldn't be surprised at that. Hey, good morning, Monica Hadley and Linda Schultz from Flint. Here we go. So this is 10, 11, noon. So in the southwest corner, in South Haven and Benton Harbor, St. Joe, Holland, approaching Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo, noon, 1 o'clock or so, you start to get into the showers, maybe a thunder shower. Same deal for Muskegon, Ludington, Manistee. East side of the state, we're sitting real pretty. This is 1 o'clock, 2, 3, 4. So by 4 p.m., Detroit, the thumb, east side of Saginaw, Tuscola County, still sitting real pretty. In Alpena, too. Wow, what a phenomenal Veterans Day. Weather for MSU versus Maryland East Lansing tomorrow? Or Saturday. I'm not really sure. I can't keep track of the sports schedules. I just do weather. If it's tomorrow, Friday, it's showery and 48, and if it's Saturday, it's snow and rain spurty, and only in the feeling like in the 30s. So this is this afternoon, 4, 5, 6. So by sometime between 4 and 6, the showers get into Detroit, into Ann Arbor, into Saginaw, into the thumb, into Alpena, and you get 2 or 3 hours of them in any one spot. And then by midnight or so, it is cleared out. Look out west. It's not green stuff on the radar forecast, it's blue stuff. That's snow. There's actually blizzard warnings out in the Dakotas. Now, we're Friday afternoon, and as we go into the instability of the afternoon, the showers flare up, lean toward rain on the east side of the state, lean toward snow after sunrise on the west side of the state. But we're still in the pattern where at this time of the year, it can switch back and forth depending on a little pocket of cold air north or, in a loft that could be pulled down. Now, look at Friday night. A defined area of lake effect snow develops in the southwest part of the state and shifts southward. That looks like something that could put something on the grass. Yes, it does. Saturday afternoon, we're into the lake effect pattern, and it's lake effect snow showers. And again, in the heat of the afternoon, quote unquote heat. Hey, good morning, Gloria Burt from Mendon, Michigan, and Gary Clark and Tony Cole. Good morning. Heat of the afternoon, you can change over to rain, or it can stop and the snow can melt. All right, this is a snowfall. Are you seated? Okay, obviously nothing today now, and this is tomorrow afternoon. Maybe some snow starting to develop around Cadillac and in the higher elevations into Manistee, into Irons. Friday overnight. Saturday morning, 7 a.m. And yes, you're seeing 2, 3, 4, inches of snow in that 131 corridor, I guess we'd call it, over toward Lansing, maybe over toward Ann Arbor or so. Hey, good morning, Linda Cattle Adams. Good morning. So now that's all lake effect snow, okay? So what I'm watching, I wrote about this yesterday or the day before, there's actually what I would consider an Alberta clipper coming our way for Sunday and Monday. Alberta clippers are storm systems that start in Alberta, Canada, drop southeast across the Dakotas, across Minnesota, into the Great Lakes. Sometimes they track across Lake Superior, and we're on the warm side. Sometimes they track just to our south, Indiana, Ohio. That's a classic place for them to track in the middle of winter. This time of the year, it's still kind of warm, but this is going to track through, and it could bring some accumulating snow, our first accumulating snow. Now watch it on the European forecast. Okay, so here's our cold front coming through, and there's our wraparound snow showers and whatnot for Saturday. But look at this is Saturday night. Look at the storm center in Minneapolis. And this has been a trend that this model is handled. And then the storm center by Sunday night travels to about Benton Harbor. And then after sunset, it travels over toward Toledo. As sunset comes on, we'll definitely be cold enough for snow. And we may change to rain. So I feel like we're going to start off Sunday morning, maybe a little snowier than what you'd anticipate for November. What would that be? November 14th then. And then probably transition to rain in the warmth of the day when we get to 38 or so. And then probably transition back to snow. Eastern UP, James Luke Jr., lake effect, so probably a couple of inches. What's the pink on the map? Mimi Noonan wants to know. That is the model saying it could be either rain or snow or both at the same time. Now let's go out further. Okay, so we get into next week. Another cold front. Another blast cold air late next week with lake effect snow showers. Look out 10 days. Look at how the rain snow line has shifted down into Iowa. It was, with this storm, it was up around Duluth, Minnesota, central Lake Superior. In 10 days' time, it's going to shift to south of Iowa. So could we be looking at a white Thanksgiving? It is possible. All right, so snow depth off of the European. Now, this is going to include melting, okay? So this is by Monday morning, and it's saying that, Flint area, the thumb, down into northern Oakland County, could have 2 or 3 inches of snow on the ground, and I would not doubt it. It certainly seems plausible. And remember, with the warmth, it would melt some. But point being is, I guess what I want you to get out of this is that some years we say, hey, there's just no cold air up there to tap into right now. We're sitting at November. It's going to be December before winter hits, and then we get into early December. No cold air. It's probably going to be Christmas week before winter hits. Sometimes it waits till the first week of January. This year, no. I think we're probably into winter. It looks like we're into winter where it pretty much lasts or feels like it lasts by the time we get to Thanksgiving week. Now, having said that, there's some research out yesterday, and I will be sharing this with you on a full-blown MLive post. Forecaster that does a good job out of the southwest part of the state, out of Grand Rapids, in National Weather Service in Grand Rapids. Bill Marino, he studies this a lot, and other things point to this, that we warm up in January. Not warm, not tropical shirt warm, run around in shorts warm, but instead of having 2 weeks of highs in the 20s, we may have some 32 to 40 degree days in there. But I digress. All right, now let's look at temperatures. Hey, thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update, brought to you by Consumers Energy. Today we're in the 60s in the southeast, 50s in the west. Tomorrow, we're still holding on to a little residual warmth with 50 in the southeast, 40s elsewhere. Then Saturday, we're easing down to the 40s, low 40s, and 30s in the north. And then Sunday, we're only stuck in the upper 30s. That's because precipitation's around. No warm up there. And then Monday, upper 30s to 40. Tuesday, about 40-ish. Wednesday, we rebound a little bit into the 50s. And then look, as the next cold front comes through, it's a couple of degrees colder. Highs in the mid to upper 30s. Next Friday, upper 30s to low 40s. Next Saturday, highs in the mid to upper 30s. So you can kind of get the feel that they're becoming more consistent. Let's look at some of these low temperatures. Tuesday morning could drop down into the mid 20s in a lot of places. So definitely a hard freeze coming. Definitely get the boat winterized. Definitely get the RV winterized. And I'm going to leave you with one last thing. Now, you know, I always knock the US model, the GFS. They're always tweaking it. It does pretty good. I rely more on the European. Most of the time they match up in the first 3 or 4 or 5 days, and then the pitfalls of the GFS, which they continue to try to tweak, kind of show up. Hey there, Jenny Steele. So we're going to look at the US model because it takes us out 16 days. And it'll show you the trend that, again, could we have a white Thanksgiving week? Possible. So here's the GFS. Let's see, I got to get it. Got to get you there, right? Here's the GFS, the US model, global forecast system, we call it. And its rendition of what will happen Sunday. Notice, we know one of the pitfalls is that the GFS is too cold. They're working on that. So it shows all snow on Sunday in the afternoon. And it's also very interesting to watch both models as we go into winter to see which one does better, because they're always tweaking them. Now we're in the next week, Wednesday, and here's that cold front, and it comes through and gets us cooler once again. Now we're into next weekend and another weather system with a rain snow line across Michigan. Now we're into Thanksgiving week. We're into Tuesday. We're into Wednesday. We're into Thanksgiving right there. That wouldn't be too bad of a weather pattern for Thanksgiving, but the point being is then we get to Friday and a cold front comes through and we get back to snow showers. So Thanksgiving weather, in my mind right now, it's just on the very edge of our ability to look at it. We can just give you an idea of things it could do. But I think it will just depend on where the weather system is situated at Thanksgiving. If it's to our west, we'll be in a southwesterly flow. We'll probably be in the 40s, maybe near 50 for that day. A cold front will come through, drop to 30s with snow showers after that. So we'll just have to see. Could we get a Thanksgiving snowstorm? That's possible, but not real likely. It's been a long time. I remember as a kid, one of my favorite snowstorms, Thanksgiving snowstorm of 1975. Yeah. We were going to our family get together in Southern Illinois, where my dad was born and raised, and from Chicago. And, you didn't see big snows that early back through central and southern Illinois, 6 to 10 inches of snow. We got snowed in a little bit in Effingham, Illinois, north of Mount Vernon, Illinois. So middle of the night, we're at a Union 76 truck stop, and I'm looking over. I'm 10, 9 or 10. I'm looking over at this table, all these people, they're dressed up. I see the back of this guy's head. I said, Dad, that looks like Muhammad Ali. This was when he was huge, Thrilla in Manila and Rumble in the Jungle and all that stuff, and I Am the Greatest. And my dad looks over, he's like, it kind of does. We're just looking the back of his head. Probably one of the most famous people in the world at that time. So I get a napkin. I get up, I walk over there. It's him, Mr. Ali. Can I have your autograph? Thank you. Wow. Dad, I just got Muhammad Ali's autograph. Yeah, that was pretty wild. So, where was I going with this? Oh, it's been a while since we've had a Thanksgiving snowstorm, a true snowstorm. We get that lake effect snowstorms isolated in areas, Mansalona, Kalkaska, Traverse City area, southwest corner, but a true snowstorm. It's been quite a while. All right. Hopefully I gave you enough. And what you should know is that rain comes in this morning in the west, this afternoon in the east. Then we gradually cool down. We're chilly on Saturday, and Sunday into Monday is a day I'll watch where I got to put the old winter forecasting hat on. Take care. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update, brought to you by Consumers Energy. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa.